In the beginning, it was just Milan, Paris, and London sort of slotted itself in. Even New York wasn't on the map then. I think I could spend half of the year traveling, going to different fashion weeks now. It has changed enormously, enormously.
There's an appetite for fashion. As digital media has really opened up fashion to a global consumer, it's become part of the popular culture around the world.
You get to some cities and they really kind of lay it on thick with champagne bars and VIP rooms. But then you have some fashion weeks that really do their own thing, and I probably prefer that because you really get a sense of locality.
Creativity exists everywhere on the planet. There's fashion weeks that I've attended in different parts of the world that for different reasons have found their own voice. I think it really comes down to knowing A, who your audience is, and B, what you can offer that's different or special.
Yes, so my name is Daria Shapovalova, and I am the creative director for Fashion Week in Kiev. The project is 3 years old, and from that time we have experienced the revolution in fashion. We decided that this event should not be only about fashion, but also, for example, about education. So we have all these international experts coming to show our designers how the big designers work. Fashion relies on new talent, on new blood, and we have a lot of young people who want to create.
I think the main thing about International Fashion Weeks is not to compare them with the big four, or perhaps not to compare any of them actually, because they're all for a different purpose. I was really interested to go back to Sydney because I found that there was a spirit that was innate to Australian fashion, and I think that's the most important thing, and the thing that will lead smaller fashion weeks onwards is that if they keep that national identity and that local identity.
Fashion is like a national sport now. People feel pride in what their local designers and brands have contributed to the global fashion conversation. If you go to fashion weeks in other markets, a lot of the attendees are actually consumers as well. The whole purpose of Fashion Week is beginning to change. And one of the things that's happened is that Fashion Week is about connecting with consumers now.
Once fashion became less elitist and once it became more of a spectator sport, if you like, then it's bound to happen that there'll be an element of showbiz and there'll be a lot of cocktails.
I think nobody quite knows how many fashion weeks there are around the world. They're now innumerable. For any other fashion weeks which are starting up, really, I think going straight into a showbiz format won't necessarily be sustainable. But the reason London Fashion Week is so good now is that the new generation has been very open to learning about business and to going slowly, step by step. That's what we've always taught them. It takes a long time. People think it's instant.
I think in 5 years' time it will be much more about a multitude of fashion weeks and a multitude of different offers. Not all of them will be the standard format, but I think that doesn't matter. I think it's just about the fact of a city celebrating their fashion industry in whichever way is appropriate for that city. Somebody coming out of a university in Berlin, for example, has the opportunity to be able to show their work. Those designers may go on and show in Paris or London or New York in the future, but I think it's definitely as an initial stepping stone, it encourages people to start. And I think the more brands that are out there trying to do new things, the more exciting the industry becomes.
The more fashion is spoken about, the more it's photographed, the more people are made aware of fashion, the more stimulating it is for everybody.
There's something about this industry that draws really interesting people together, and when you bring people together like that, you get this diversity and this shared passion, and that's why fashion is such an interesting industry. I think it's incredible.
I'm even considering going to Lagos for their fashion week, just considering it.